Okay, with global dropping today at some point, I'm not sure when, this video should be going out on the 3rd. I want to talk about some units that I feel like you should be working on from the very beginning, just because at some point in story mode, you have to get them fully UR'd. And so I want to go over how they can be helpful still, and you're not completely wasting materials, because I mean, the game forces you to do it, and on the bright side, there's a plus to it. So on top of that, I'm gonna throw another SR in here that is, I think, beneficial for you to rank up probably ASAP. Not ASAP, but the sooner the better. But without further ado, yes, my hair is wet, and we're gonna jump into who I think you guys should be potentially working on right off the bat. So the game just came out. You do not want to be worrying about your CP yet, your gear yet. Worry about just leveling up, getting through story mode. I will be releasing a gear guide and how to get your CP up here within the next few days as well. And for those of you that are worried that there's going to be no other gameplay besides guides, I will have a second video up saying, you know, a PvP video of some sort. But one of the first, there's 3 units that you have to get to UR level 60. You might not have to get them to level 60, but you do have to get them to UR at least, and that is going to be the SR Meliodas that you get right off the bat as soon as you literally log into the game. You'll be getting this Meliodas on top of SR Lizhawk, and then the Bond you'll get throughout story mode. I believe you'll get him within, I think, the 3rd chapter. You should be getting him, if not a little bit sooner. The SR Bond, and then the SR Gother, which you should be getting, I believe, on chapter 4. So these 3 units right here, you have to get them to UR, and I think you have to get them to 60. I don't remember. It's been a while since I did this mission, but I do know you have to get them to UR to continue in story mode. To continue past chapter 5 to get to chapter 6, you have to get them to all UR. So that is why I recommend that instead of waiting until you get to that chapter 5 and you're low on materials and you don't have the XP pods, start working them right off the bat. Maybe have them on the team. And if you watch my reroll guide from yesterday, you won't be using this Meliodas, so maybe throw some EXP pods at him so that way you can at least be, you know, max level. And if you're worried about wasting material as well, the SR and the SSRs have different pendants, so you don't have to worry about using your SSRs to get them to UR. It's always going to be SR pendants that you will need in order to get them up. On top of that, I believe they even give you the pendants so that you can level them up. Also, big shout out to Grand Cross Database. This is their website. Everything will be in the description below. Now, this Meliodas is actually a pretty decent SR. His passive makes it to where if this unit doesn't receive any damage throughout the turn, on the next turn he will increase his crit chance by 30%, which is absolutely nutty. And then he takes a stance, just like the green Meliodas. He does take a stance, but he only takes a stance for 1 turn. So even if they don't hit him, he will lose the stance. But what's really cool about him is that at level 3 he gains a dodge, so he won't receive any damage, and he'll still do the counter, and he does 400% of his attack, which is absolutely insane. And then his first skill has weakness, which means that if the enemy has any debuffs, you'll be doing 3 times the damage. So if his passive builds up and you attack with this, which does 275%, the multiplier is not that great. It is an SR unit after all, and he has debuffs, so you're gonna be hitting pretty damn hard. And then his multiplier on his ultimate is actually higher than the Meliodas SSR. The Meliodas SSR, if I remember correctly, is 420, and this unit right here is 560. Another thing that I want to mention is that not just these 3 SRs, you also want to concentrate on most of your SRs throughout the game. Instead of using the coins for the coin shop, I recommend you get all the SRs to 6-6, and I'll explain why in my CP guide, but just please listen, trust me, you're going to want to get all your SR units to 6-6 before you start using your SR coins. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to make sure that I'm putting my SR dupes into my SR, so that way they can get to 6-6 as fast as possible. I didn't do that till late in JP, and I sort of regretted it. Sorry if you guys heard that. I hit a bunch of water bottles that are next to me. Now, Bond and Gother are very, very helpful if you decided to continue on the game without re-rolling for the green counter Meliodas. Then these 2 will be your saving grace in chapter 6 when you're up against the green, I believe he is the green Hendrickson, that is just the biggest pain for you to fight. Trust me, it was a giant wall for us JP players when we got there, and I think I was stuck on that guy for half a day. I couldn't beat it until someone finally showed me the technique on how to beat it, which I will also release a guide on how to do that here in the future. There should be gameplay here on the left side of the screen, so that way you guys are seeing somewhat of how it works. But this Bond Basically, his first skill will always take away an ult gauge on level 1 and 2. The big difference between level 1 and 2 is that it's a 300% instead of a 120% multiplier when it comes to the attack of his his unit's attack. And at level 3, it actually takes away 3 ult gauge, which is pretty good. On top of that, his passive is this unit drops below 50% health, increases the unit's life steal from using skills by 30%. So basically, when you do damage, you get 30% more back from that life steal. I believe he already has a really decent life steal. He has a 5%, so you'll be taking 35%, which is really cool on top of whatever gear you may have on him. I don't know how you're gonna build him. And then his second skill does it to where he will heal by 30% of the unit's missing HP on a level 1. At a level 2, he will heal at 50%, and at level 3, he actually cleanses whatever debuffs he has, and he gets a dodge. So he won't be taking any damage that turn. And then on top of that, you won't heal until your following turn. So just keep that in mind as well. And then look at this. For an SR, his multiplier is absolutely nutty. 700% of this unit's attack. It is nutty. For an SR unit, that is not, it's really good. Now, his attack isn't the best, but again, it depends on what gear you're going to put on him. But that is absolutely insane what it does. And then Rush ignores the target's defense. So, like, the defense basically is 0 to Bond. It's actually insane. Now, Gother, what he does is that on his skill 1, he ranks down skills. So say you're attacking a different unit who has a rank 2, which rank 2s are silver. You attack him with this card right here, it will rank it down to a bronze. So that way, instead of doing the rank 2 effect, it's going to do the rank 1 effect. That's all that means. And his second skill does it to where he decreases single enemy's ultimate damage by 40%. For the skill rank 2, for rank 1 it's 20%, and rank 3 it's 50%, but he also gains immunity to target's ultimate effect for 3 turns. So if you hit him with an ultimate attack, he will be immune to whatever effect it might be. So I believe if you were to ultimate him with the Meliodas, the Green Meliodas, he has a stun as his ultimate effect. He won't be affected because of this right here. And then on top of that, his ultimate makes it to where rank down the target's skills and reduces the target's ultimate gauge for each skill ranked down. So if you rank down 2 of his cards from 2 to 1, you're going to be taking away 2 ult gauge, basically. And his passive is only important for PvP, so it's not that big of a deal for PvE. But trust me, this Gother will come in clutch when it comes to rank 6, chapter 6 as well. Now I'm going to note some of the more useful SRs that you actually want to use. I wish it did. Actually, you know what? I'll go replay. There will be gameplay on the side for them as well, so that way you guys will get gameplay of them as well. But Gil Thunder actually comes in handy in almost every single raid. For the beginning, he will come in handy for every single raid. Once, Derriere comes out on global, you probably won't need him, but until then, he comes in handy. He buffs you up. So the main thing for him is that he buffs up allies by 60% at rank 3. And if you're using Coin Shop Gother along with Gil here, it's not hard to achieve this rank at all whatsoever. So this Gil is fantastic for raids. You want to rank him up. On top of that, he's actually pretty decent for PvP. I actually used to use him in the beginning when PvP was newer. He increases your defense related stats by 30% in PvP, which is absolutely insane. So he increases your defense, resistance, crit defense. He's a fantastic support unit as well. I think he is worth leveling up. Now, another unit that I want to mention as well that comes in handy a lot is this one. This Liz, you will actually, I think it's this one, if not the green Liz, you get it right off the bat, but this red Liz is a fantastic unit for the red demon raid. I will have guides coming out for the demons as well, the red, the gray, and the cream as they come out. Now, the red demon is the first one that comes out, so expect a red demon raid here, or red demon guide for global here soon in the future. For those of you that watch JP, you guys don't worry about that anymore. But there's a lot of new people, and I want to help them out the best that I can. So what she does, her skill 1 has Rush, which again ignores defense at 500% of this unit's attack. Again, this is an SR unit. 500 multiplier is really, really good. Her passive is if this unit does not receive any damage for this turn, increase the base stats being attack, HP, and defense of this unit by 10% at the start of the next turn, resets upon taking damage, and there is no cap to this. So if she literally takes no damage, she's going to be an absolute monster when it comes to hitting. Her second skill removes all buffs from a single enemy, inflicts 360% of this unit's attack to the target. The target will not be able to use buffing and or debuffing skills for the next 2 turns. So it's just a debuff, a card that stops them from buffing and debuffing you. just a little counter to that, but her main kit is going to be her skill 1, her passive, and her ultimate removes all stances from a single enemy and clicks 700% of this unit's attack to a target. 700%, and it ends at 1050 once you get her to 6-star, or 6 out of 6. Alright, so this unit, I say, is also a very important unit to want to work on right off the bat. And they're not a waste of resources, trust me, it is not a waste. I use her for my red demon raids, still on JP. I can probably replace her now with Derriere. Derriere literally just kind of destroyed all the demon guides that there is out there right now, but I just want to show you guys some of the SRs that I think are pretty helpful and you'll need to actually get up to UR in the game, literally to proceed in the game. So again, this is a small, fast recap. Meliodas, Bon, and Gother, right? Red, blue, red, blue, and green. You have to UR 60. I believe you have to 60 them. I could be wrong there, but I believe you have to UR 60 them in order to proceed in story. Guild Thunder, fantastic support unit. You can use him in PvP. You use him for literally the Crimson and Gray raid. You don't really need him for the red. SR Elizabeth, fantastic for the red raid. Don't really use her anymore where else, but trust me, you're gonna want these units leveled up for these raids so that way you can get past them as fast as possible. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it here for the video. If you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. I will do my absolute best to answer whatever questions you guys have. And don't be afraid to @me on Twitter. I'll do my absolute best to reply to you guys on Twitter as well. I am more than happy to help you guys. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Reach out however you can. I am in the 7 Deadly Sins community Discord. If you guys have any questions there, you are more than welcome to @me. There's also helpers there as well. So make sure you guys check that out. Everything will be in the description below. Again, thank you guys for watching the video. If you enjoyed, hit the like button. If you guys are new to the channel or just now joining Global and you guys think that I'm coming in handy here, feel free to subscribe. More than happy to help you guys out. But other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.
パーフェクトキューブ。私の実験に貢献したくないか？暴食の罪、ボアシン・マーリンだ。よろしく頼む。ロケーション、研究の標本がまた増えたな。最初からお前らに勝ち目などなかった。